So, welcome to another video on my channel. Don't really have a whole lot to discuss today, but I did want to address a couple of things with, well, my viewers, I guess. I don't really know who this is addressed to, but two things I wanted to cover today. Well, first, let me apologize. I've been getting over a head, chest cold, not the flu. So my voice is a little wonky today. Anyhow, first thing I wanted to address are the people, the group, the crowd, and you know who you are, who are for open borders in this country, in the United States. Now, just to quickly recap, California has, in effect, declared open season on United States citizens in California for illegals to murder United States citizens and get away with it, right? In effect, that's what's happened by acquitting the murderer of Kate Steinle. Now, if you recognize the name, it means you've been paying attention. If you don't know who Kate Steinle is, well then, I'm not talking to you anyway. You're just going to be cannon fodder for the coming conflict in California. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And if you don't know who that is, well then, not only are you going to be cannon fodder, you aren't prepared for what's coming because you haven't been preparing and you haven't been paying attention. You've been basically walking around like this. La 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 la. Yeah, same with most people, I guess. So, just as a thought experiment for you guys, if you ever grow a conscience or, decide to play around with this, if you're for open borders, I want you to take the doors off of your house, both the front door and the back door. Right? No, I'm not talking about simply opening them. I mean, take them off. Right? Whether or not you rip them off the hinges, I wouldn't do that, because you can mess up your door jamb, devalue your house, or just tap the pins, or however it works. Take the doors off of your house, right? And let anybody walk into your house that wants to. If you think this country should have an open border policy, then I think you should have an open door policy on your house. And if the homeless guy who is down the street gets tired of sleeping under the bush, well, he can just crash on your couch and walk in anytime, day or night, because you have an open door policy. Now, eventually, I mean, I know you're smart enough to get this, how bad it could snowball, the effects of having an open door policy on your personal home, right, your private property. Well, eventually you're going to get robbed. Eventually, people are going to come in and take everything you got. And there's not much you're going to be able to do about it in the first place because you have an open door policy. Not only are they going to rob you for everything you got, eventually they're going to tell you at the point of a gun to get out. Yeah, that's going to be the result of you having an open door policy on your home. But until you change your tune about an open border policy, then I think that's what you ought to do, is have an open door policy on your home and remove the doors. Yeah. Flat out, and I understand, temperature control, it is a thing, it's legit. Well, they've got all kinds of stuff for that. You ever walk into one of those walk-in freezers where they've got the plastic things, the strip plastic things that are held in place with magnets? Perfect solution right there. So if it gets cold without doors on your home, or if it gets a little too warm inside without doors on your home, well, there's ways to work around that. So, yeah, open door policy on your home until you've changed your tune on the open border policy. Second thing, California has recently upheld its latest gun control measures. No surprise there. Well, in the wake of the Florida shooting last week, all kinds of talk has started again. Talk. All this crap. Guns this, guns that, guns are the danger. We need to do something. We need to make a change. We need to take action, Yeah, getting sick of hearing it. You know what? I know what you want. You want guns taken by force out of the hands of private citizens like me who own guns and who have never committed a crime. with a gun, right? I have every right, even without the Constitution, even without the Second Amendment, right? And I know you liberals, you just can't wrap your minds around this concept. And the reason is because you're unprincipled, right? You have to have principles before you can understand and internalize this concept. But just like me, you were born with the inherent right to survival, right? That's what your instincts are for. They're to help you survive. And by removing my ability for survival, you are violating my most basic of rights, right? If you encounter a wildcat, a cougar, okay, a California mountain lion, all right, so that you can't twist this into anything else. He's talking about cougars. If you encounter a California mountain lion in the wild, and you try convincing it that it doesn't need its claws, and you decide that you're going to do what's best for that cat and snip its claws, guess what it's going to use on you? Yeah, its claws, right? It's not going to be pretty. Well, likewise, if you try to disarm me, guess what you're going to have to use? You're going to have to use a gun. Duh. And guess what's going to happen if you do that? Do you think I'm just going to give them up? Hell no. I'm going to shoot you. Right? I'm going to shoot the first person that walks through my door with the intent of forcibly removing my ability to defend myself. Because that's my instinct. It's my right to defend myself. And it doesn't matter who it is coming through the door. It doesn't matter what justification they've created in their own minds. If their intent and that their purpose is to remove my ability to defend myself, well, I'm sorry. I don't have anything to say about that. I'll let my gun do the talking at that time. Now here's the other thing. You want to continue talking about gun control. Well, you can talk all you want. I'm done talking. And here's why. Because I have yet to hear a single advocate of gun control give me their qualitative experience with the use of deadly force in a violent confrontation. They have zero qualitative experience in that arena. Many of them, I suspect, have never even thrown a punch. Many of them, I suspect, are afraid of confrontation, fearful of confrontation, right? Fearful of pain. They don't want to have to suffer, not in the least little bit. And if you or I, being disarmed, makes them feel better, well then that's what they're going to do. And they're not going to do that by way of legislation forever. Eventually the rubber's going to have to meet the road. And I think the rubber is going to meet the road here in California real fast. Unfortunately. It's going to suck. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want to get caught up in any of that. But, you know, I can't get out of California fast enough either. I mean, if I could, I would. And then again, there's that question of, why would I? This is my home state. This is where I was born. I didn't change. The state changed. I'm an original Californian. The government of California isn't the same government. It's inhabited by people who I have nothing in common with, who didn't exist in this state 20 years ago. The education system is run by people that I have zero in common with, right? They want things that actually cause harm to people like me, who just want to do the normal thing. Oh, I just need a frickin' job. Actually, I need stable employment. They don't want me to have stable employment. I don't know why. Instead, they want to have cheap labor come in, and they are threatening businesses with prosecution if those businesses comply with federal law when it comes to illegal immigrants. Well, it turns out a lot of businesses in California aren't having any of it, and they're turning over illegal immigrants anyway. So we'll see how all that washes out. But in the meantime, I want to try another thought experiment for you gun control advocates. The next time you're assaulted, the next time your personal property is violated, the next time your person is violated, the next time you come home to find that it's been robbed, the next time you feel threatened, the next time you feel vulnerable, basically any time in which you would call the cops, i.e. people that you think are good people who have guns, don't you dare call them. Because if you do, people like me are going to know what you're really all about. And you're really all about protecting you at my expense. And that ain't ever going to happen. Now, of course, I know none of you are going to take the doors off your homes, and all of you are still going to call the cops. Well, this is what brings me to my third and final point. The way California is headed, the only people that are going to have homes left, and the only people who are going to be able to call the cops are you open borders people and you gun control people. There won't be anybody else here. And guess what? When you're all alone in your homes, in your gated communities, and there is rampant crime out there and you can't leave your home because it's not safe, and you are locking and barring your doors, and you're trying to collect every gun you can, well, guess who there won't be any of to protect you? That's right. There won't be any cops to protect you. You're going to be all on your own, surrounded by illegals and criminals, with no cops to call, and most likely, no guns. Isn't that going to be a fine day? No, it won't. Peace out.